Hi everybody, Tristan's here. Welcome to Trist Time. Now, I hope everyone's are enjoying March at the moment and everything else as we get to the whole entire matter of spring. So far, you know, I think the entire world has gone a little bit loony as of late. How loony? Well, let's just say a little bit like Looney Tune Looney. Basically, like, because if you all heard about Pepe Le Pew, now I'm gonna be honest with you. I have nothing against Pepe Le Pew. Trust me, he's a classic. He's a classic. He should never even be banned and everything else like that. Most importantly, he's a cartoon. I mean, the world should worry about other things instead of what's on cartoons and what's in real life and everything else. The fact of the matter is this. Sometimes around the time Pepe Le Pew was just a cartoon character who just over the past 75 years have done the same thing in any episode that he's done and everything else. Now, yes, the Pussycat is basically like look like a skunk, but with white paint over her head, over her back, and quite frankly, she doesn't even know about it. Pepe Le Pew gets a little bit confused and everything else, but anything that goes to Pepe Le Pew because he's like a skunk in love. I mean, really, he is. Speaking French and everything else. And I'll be honest with you, French is the most beautiful language in the world. I can say that and everything else. But I can also say that I'm a fan of every Looney Tune character for many years of my childhood. It has been a very big part of my life and everything. Because without them, I would not come up with the most craziest or most funniest stories, make believe story creativity that I have and everything else. Basically, you always have to learn from a lot of different people before you be so creative with your mind about what you want to say and what you want to do and how the picture that you are painting can come to life and make people laugh or make people cry or make people like see different sides of the story, see different side of the character that you are and stuff. Like if you want to create a character, you have to be that character in any movie or any film, I mean any TV show or any type of animated thing, you name it. But most importantly, it has to come with the heart of the matter. Everything around that comes from the heart. So my story today is about, it's going to be really funny and everything else. The story is called Round the Spring, It Smells Fresh, Not Foul, from Pepe Le Pew. Bonjour and tous. They say you can smell almost anything in the air. And when it comes to spring, you can smell that fresh, clean air in the sky. Which of course you can. When it comes to spring, you can not only smell it, but you can feel it from the sun, from everything, from every different breeze. And you can also smell the flowers and nature. But to me, all I smell is fresh love. Because whenever the sun is out, the warm weather warms the heart. Which of course it does. You see, there's always a little thing called about how the heart reacts. I mean, when it's so warm outside, it can warm the heart. But sometimes people will say a smile can warm the heart and the soul. Sometimes someone's wonderful aura can warm somebody's heart. Sometimes when it's winter, sometimes the winter can make a heart cold. But when it comes to spring, it can make the heart like so warm and so gentle and everything else. And it beats as fast as anything no matter around the spring. Now, see, as a skunk, I can be honest. I know every smell within close or within very far away. But you see, sometimes not everyone wants to know the truth on how they smell during the spring. Which, of course, that is true. Some people really usually don't want to hear the honest truth about how they smell during the springtime and everything. See, everyone have told me how I smell. It never hurts my feelings. But to be honest, I feel like too many people be copying my scent, which is true. See, I only use my own personal cologne. Hey, who am I kidding? I'm a skunk. I don't use cologne or perfume and everything. I'm a skunk. I smell all natural, which of course is true. A skunk can smell very natural. The only time it stinks is when you know it's behind you, or sometimes if you're real close to it, you don't ever know a skunk is going to spray you at any form. Trust me when I tell you, it's best to basically, because let me tell you the truth, skunks don't use cologne and they definitely don't use perfume. Because anytime you smell them, to them, that's all natural to them. You can ask anybody. Ask Penelope, Pussycat. Yeah, she can't stand me or how I smell, but she cares. But as far as someone stealing my scent, they go a little overboard. Which of course is true. Sometimes when people be putting on cologne or somebody put on perfume, let me be as honest as I can possibly be. Sometimes some people go a little bit overboard. Sometimes they put more than just one form of cologne. The fellas and sometimes women put on more than one scent of perfume, which is true. Believe me when I tell you, if you put on 2 or you put on 3, sometimes that scent, every scent you try to mix together, sometimes don't mix. If you want to combine something with your cologne or combine something with your perfume, you have to find the match to it. Because if you don't find the match and you mix whatever, guess what? The scent of your odor is going to tell a whole story when you go out in public. Now, I'm walking around the park, and this lady is walking her dog. She sees me and yells, "Le Pew!" I'm like, that never gets old. I said to her, I won't spray you, even if I wanted to. Because it seems like someone already beat me to it. This is where it gets a little messed up. Watch. Continue with the story. And everything. And she's like, I beg your pardon. She's like, I don't smell. I'm like, lady, you smell like a foul ball. You use 3 different kind of perfumes. Which of course, if someone ever said you smell like a foul ball and everything else, to them, everybody has different types of scents and everything. I mean, everybody does. But if someone insults you about saying how badly you smell about the different type of perfumes, different types of stuff that you used it, they don't say that to be offensive. They just being honest. And sometimes people don't like honesty. That's for what I'm always hearing. I said, Terry the Sun and Blue Mint don't mix. You put us in a smell contest, Le Pew will score a home run. And everything. because I would smell all natural, which of course Pepe Le Pew would win. Now, lady, a foul ball smells like a expired smoothie. If someone ordered a smoothie and they order something that completely has not been touched in over the past 2 or 3 or 4 weeks or a month, then that smoothie is expired, and that's how you smell, like an expired smoothie, which means you smell foul. Me lady, she's like, why you? I'm like, hey, just being honest. That's called the smelliest truth. LOL. She ran out and she's like, boy, you best be lucky. Because if you was not a skunk, I put this on anything, I would have already put Lysol on you. I'm like, lady, believe me, I smell a whole good. I don't need Lysol. But what you need is completely an exorcist. Now, that's the basically of the story about Pepe Le Pew. Now, Pepe Le Pew may be a lot of people's favorite, some people's not, but most importantly, he's a skunk that just loves big, and he will always be honest and everything else, okay? As always, this world got bigger things to worry about than just cartoons. Cartoons are cartoons. They make us laugh. They make us, cry. They make us any type of feeling. Make us feel like we want to do what they do and everything. They brighten up our morning. They brighten up our moods. And they brighten up any type of days we have. So anytime you feeling down or sometimes you feel like you need a good laugh, they're right there. Trust me. If you tune into Looney Tunes, even if back in the day, if some of y'all grew up watching Looney Tunes, guess what? You should watch them because they can brighten up your mood anytime. As for the new generation, if you haven't seen Looney Tunes before, you don't have no idea what you're missing. So if you go on YouTube and press Looney Tunes for an episode, then you will see why everyone's childhood back in the day was so funny and so remarkable. Well, this has been Trist Time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. God bless all of you. Love you all.